So, sixth graders, we've been talking about different types of graphs. We started by talking about double bar graphs. What are the purpose of double bar graphs? What are they good for? Double bar graphs. Comparing, and specifically if it's a double bar graph, we said comparing what? Yeah, the results of two different things, to compare those two different things, maybe over time or in different categories. So double bar graphs are used to show compare specifically two different things over a different period or whatever. All right. Then the next one we talked about were line graphs and double line graphs. What do double line graphs do? What's the purpose of double line graphs? What are they the best for?
To compare stuff like money. They compare money.
Yep, and specifically how things
Went up and down.
go up and down, or trend. Yeah. Change over time, okay? Change over time. So if they go upward over time, usually line graphs are about time, involving change, how things change over time as time goes on. Okay? And then we talked about circle graphs. What are they the best for? Percentages. Yep. Double bar graphs are good for comparing two things. Circle graphs are good for comparing many different things, because it shows the amount or the percentage compared to all the other things. So those are circle graphs, comparing many items. What about histograms? Good. Shows bars and trends over time so that you can see kind of what happens over time. And they're best for Jack? Yep, for graphing groups or categories. Age groups, for example. Or we just looked at a graph that compared travel times, which would be a category or an interval of travel times. Okay? Pictographs. Oh, that's more about histograms. Here we go. Pictographs. Yeah, write this down. Pictographs are best to show a small number of items, a few different subjects, and they always involve a multiple. So one picture will stand for a multiple of those things. Pictographs are best to show a small number of items or a few different subjects. They use pictures to represent a multiple. So a smiley face might represent 3 people, as an example. you have the same data? Can you graph the same data in different ways or using different graphs? That's what lesson 8.3 is about. Is taking that same data and graphing it in different ways. Why would you want to graph something in a different way? Why might you want to use a line graph versus a histogram? Or a line graph instead of a bar graph?
Maybe the line graph is showing you the trends and something else.
Exactly. If you wanted to show trends over time, then you should use the line graph, because that's the best for showing what happens over time. But if you want to compare two different categories, or you want to compare categories and show trends over time, then you should use either the bar graph or what? Which one would show comparisons and trends over time? The histogram, exactly. All right, so in this lesson, you're going to be making decisions about which type of graph would be best and what that graph is trying to show. Look at number 1. Ashley wants to visit Chicago during a month when the average temperature is above 60 degrees Fahrenheit and likely to increase. Which graph is best for that? Page 233. Which one should she look at? She wants to visit Chicago when the average temperature is above 60 degrees and is likely to increase. Which graph is best for showing that? Abby?
Line graph?
The line graph, yes. The line graph. Number 2, which graph makes it easier to decide if Chicago is a cold or a warm city? Peter?
Bar graph?
The bar graph. The bar graph shows cold, the number of months that are considered cold, the number of months that are considered moderate, and the number of months that are considered warm. And Chicago falls into more of a cold city. So it has more months that are cold than warm. Okay? That's the kind of questions you're going to be answering when you do your assignment today. Any questions? Okay. So do numbers 3 through 9 for tomorrow. 3 through 9.